welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I thought I'd kit up today for 2 diamond paintings. Now one I definitely want to kit up is this big LED one, so certain parts of it light up. I definitely want to kit up for this one, but it's not as easy to work on this one at night or late evening when it starts going dark, because you can't put an LED light pad underneath this one because of it being on a canvas block that is covered on the back, so it has the back board because of course the light's inside it. So I thought I'd kit up 2. Now I thought I'd do a square so that I had a little bit of variety. So I did choose this one. I don't have many squares in my stash at the moment, but this one's been there a while, so I thought I'd try this one. But I'm going to see how it works, because storage wise I want to try this new case from Fan Cells, and this has 35 in each side is the way it works. Now the reason I'm saying I'm going to see if it works is because this Ever Moment has 38 colours, so some of them are going to have to sort of in effect go into a different section, which may well be fine. I don't necessarily see there being a huge problem, but my idea was that the Ever Moment would go in this one because they're smaller pots, and then the bigger pots would be for the bigger painting. So I'm going to see how I can make it work. So first up, let's move the canvases out of the way, because I do really like the idea of doing one round and one square, just to vary things up a bit. I was going to look at doing a special shaped one instead, thinking maybe that would work better. But no, I've decided I'm just going to go for round and square. Now these diamonds that came with the LED light up one do not have DMC numbers, so all I can go by on these is the code that's on the packet. So I'm going to use the stickers that came with it because it is quite simply a letter or a number. Otherwise I've got no idea what it is. So we've got 5, we've got a small e, we've got what I think is a 0, I'm hoping there's no second one, a z, a u, an r, I'm trying to make sure I copy if it's capital or not, e, of which there's loads, 3, l, J and T is what's on this strip. So we'll start with the first one and let's just see how this goes. This may work, this may not. So I'm thinking we need to use the big pots for these because they don't come in the separate little packets like Ever Moment do. It is a matter of you get a packet, and let's see. Oh, this could work. I had a fear then that I would end up with some still left in the packet for this one, but I've not, so that's good. So we'll just pop them in by the numbers for now, and then I can always rearrange them because they are single pots. They can be rearranged quite easily to maybe put them in letter and number order once we know all the ones that we're dealing with. So this is a round painting, and some of them are getting stuck, and they're jumping about everywhere. And I'm just going to start my rubbish pile sort of behind me so it's not in my face. And then we've got an O. I'm pretty sure when I counted these there was 23 colours with these. So I'll have extra big pots anyway to use for the Ever Moment, and I am going to label the pots differently. Plus one's round and one's square, so it's not really a big drama that they're going to be different. You know, that they're going to mix between the two different levels. So we've got Z. And the only thing I have to bear in mind actually, so that's a Z, but if you turn it round it's an N. So let me make sure I underline it to say it's definitely a Z, or at least I think it's a Z. Now I'm questioning myself. The way all the others are lined up, it's a Z. It's the only thing with not getting like a separate key. The numbers on these packets is the only way I know which ones these are. So should anything happen to muddle these up, I have got nothing to reference to, which is a slight drawback in my opinion. I'm going to underline the U as well, and then probably the L, just in case, and the T. I'm just thinking if I turn it on its side, will it look like something else? I did that once with a painting. I could not work out where the little pot had gone with the colours. I was like, where has it gone? I know I've had it. And it turns out it was actually a letter C that had turned slightly and was looking like a U when I looked at it. And that's what confused me. Sometimes it doesn't take much. Okay, so then we've got R. So I'm hoping this storage pot will work quite nicely with both kits, because oh, one diamond was stuck in the packet. Yeah, I'm hoping this will work quite nicely, because I think this is a little bit more compact to maybe fit on the table next to where I diamond paint in the house. Okay, so for E we do have a few, so I'm only going to do one. And then when it runs out, I will do another. So let's tub that one up first. And that's not even full. So I also have this little bag. This came in the toolkit that came from Fan Cells, the little tool set that I got. So I'm going to pop the spares for this one in here, unless I end up with too many, and then of course I'll change it. It does actually fit 2 across. Oh well, made a cut I didn't need to, that's fine. So then we've got some red. I was also kind of hoping that this one had a little bit of white in places, because I was going to change it out for some AB. Because I've got some AB whites. Not many, but I've got some left over. And I thought this painting would be ideal for a little bit of AB. But there's no white in it. There is some blue, but it's not the right shade of blue, I don't think, for the ones that I've got. So I had to scrub that. Now the little square tab labels that I normally use do fit on these bottles as well, but I may as well use what I've got in it while we're not messing about with DMC numbers and we've not got a paper chart to create my stickers. I'll stick with what we've got. So then we've got J, and actually let's cut up T and put the spare T in the bag as well. Just because that's another job done. So this is sort of two different kits that I'm kitting up, and they both come packaged in different ways as well. So this one comes with bags done by weight, where all the diamonds are put in. And then my other one comes in the bags where you get multiple bags because they hold about 200 diamonds, or the bigger bags hold about 800 to 1,000 diamonds. But I'm excited to see what this LED one looks like when it's done and how it lights up. Plus the days are longer before the sun goes down, so I've actually got a chance of doing some when I've finished work, rather than only being able to do it at the weekend. Okay, so the next letters, we've got F, X, S, C. That one needs underlining because otherwise I think it's a U. Then we've got V, K and G. Then we've got I. We'll underline that because that could be a H. Then we've got A. And then I've got the number 4, B and a small T. I think I might be alright with those. So again, I'll go back to the beginning just so that I don't end up putting the wrong sticker on the wrong pot. So we've got F. If I do find that any others I find myself not realising what they are, I will underline those as well. Doesn't seem to be, I mean, these are a little bit not wanting to come out the packet, but I wouldn't say they're full of static. There's a little bit of static, i.e. they didn't want to move, but I wouldn't say it's a big issue. So I'm just going to go with it. Then we've got X. These have all been crimped in at a very weird angle. All the packets are on a diagonal, which is a bit different. That's quite a nice vivid green, isn't it? I'm actually going from doing a painting that's got a lot of blue in it to doing another painting that's got a lot of blue in it. It's a good job the square painting that I've picked doesn't. Otherwise, I could get very bored. That is a very badly drawn X. Let's try that. Okay, then we've got S, which is another type of green. They came out a lot easier. So it's quite quick kitting up when you are working like this. So as much as I used to like them all coming in the little packets, because I used to keep them in the little packets when they were spares, now as more of a seasoned diamond painter, and after kitting up a lot of diamond paintings, I do prefer the packets because it's just so much quicker and it means you can just get on with diamond painting. So then we've got V. I do like the fact these are all letters, but as I say, I think I'm going to have to move these about so they're at least in alphabetical order when I've done kitting them all up, because A is well further down here, I think. Okay, so this is another bag that is pretty full. This is K. I'm also quite interested to see how many packets we can get in these, in the smaller tubs that I'm going to put the Ever Moment in. That'll be quite interesting. Okay, so that was a pretty full bag, that one, and it has pretty much filled the tub, but it's all gone in the tub. So they do hold quite a fair amount in these tubs. Okay, G, we've got 2, So one of them will need to go in with my spares, and when it runs out, I'll just fill it up. There's no point in putting them into the spare pots because I want them for the ever moment. So I'll put one set of G. And I never tend to have two pots open at once, so I've got no problem with mixing up the lids. If you are somebody that is likely to maybe have two pots on the go at once for whatever reason, you can put a label on the side as well, just so that you don't make any mistakes that could be regretted. So this is another one that we've got two of. So we'll get one in the pot. This has got quite a few hitchhikers. Spotted a red one going in there, and this colour's blue. And I got one that decided to go behind my case. Come on. So that's I. So let's put the other eye in with the spares, and then A we've got two as well. So while we're here, we'll pop that one in there. And we're nearly done with this one. That's pretty good going. That could have been the quickest kitting up video ever if I didn't end up doing two. Though I do still have to make sure that the canvases and everything are ready. So, and then we've got 4, of which we've got 2. So I'm going to put one in there, and then this one actually seems to be the fuller packet of the 2. So let's hope this all fits in. Number 4. Again, another blue, so it's blues that I have a lot of. It's a good job I like the colour blue because, say, I've just finished a painting that's a lot of blue. Okay, then we've got the letter B. And this looks to be black, I think. Looking to be a black, but there's not a lot of it. There's still a fair amount, but there's not a lot of it, and they look nice diamonds, which is always good, but there's not too much of it because too much black just... Sometimes I'm attracted to paintings that have a lot of black in it, and sometimes I don't mind it, but there are times when I'm like, I don't like doing black. Okay, so this is like a very zesty yellow. Possibly even a limey colour. Okay, so that is that one kitted up, and all the spares have fit in this small one, which actually is about A6 size, so it's smaller than my the likes of my Ever Moment one. So that's all I'm going to do with the stickers for those, because for the Ever Moment that I'm going to kit up, you do get an inventory sheet with this one. So with this one, I'm going to pop this through the sticker maker. So for that, I do tend to get my trimmer. So let me just move my chair out of the way. So I do tend to get my trimmer so that I can get a nice straight edge on this. But I actually want this as close to the numbers here as I can, because I want to make sure that it'll fit on the bottle. But I also want the numbers for, of course, when I finish the picture and I'm putting the diamonds away. And then I want to cut this one close to the symbol, because that's what I'll need when, of course, I'm actually doing the painting. And then I am going to chop near the top and near the bottom, just because I don't want to waste any of my sticker maker that I don't need to. So this is a Xyron mini sticker maker. So you sort of feed it in and then pull it through. So the idea is just making sure first off that you're getting it pretty straight, so that of course by the time you pull it through the full length you don't end up with it coming off the side. So as long as it's relatively straight, you're good. And then you press down over the top and peel this off, and what this does is it takes all the excess glue off the back sheet. So all the excess glue that was on here is now on here, apart from where it's already on your piece of paper, which is what we need to stick on the bottles. So what's also handy to do with this is to trim down each individual number and symbol. Makes it easier to peel them up and kit them up when you're putting them into your bowls. Now, quite often I do like to keep these in DMC order, though sometimes they will move about if I find it's becoming a bit of a pain for me to find the symbols. But I do find that when I'm looking for the symbols, I am also looking at what the number is as well, so my brain sort of associates them as I go along the painting. So sorry, this is a bit of a boring bit, and we'll cut a bit off just for the sake of ease of managing the sticker roll. So nearly there. I say nearly there. Hit the 900s. Now I know there is at least one number in this that I have pinched for my Heaven and Earth designs. So if I come across one, it may be one that I don't have, and that'll be why. Now I do think there is one or two numbers in this that has more diamonds than others, but I'm actually not going to worry about this for the sake of kitting it up. I'm still just going to go in number order. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this out of here, because I'll find it's a little bit easier when you're dealing with so many of the pots to have it out of the lid. And I think I'm actually going to put the labels on the pots first, and then we will see how many we can get potted up. And oh, this is typed quite small. Normally these go the full length of the pot for me, but they're not. So I'm just peeling them all off individually, and then I've got the symbol and the number, and they'll all be in number order, which will make it a lot easier. And of course, because I've got the two, I know which way round the bottles need to be when I put them in. I also need to rearrange those bottom ones actually as well. But I put the bigger one in the bigger bottles on purpose, and I'm going to put the smaller painting, because this is only a 30 by 30, this painting. I'm going to put the smaller one in the smaller bottles, apart from of course a few numbers that will overlap. Oh, peeled off two. So do one, and then two. Stick into everything. And I'm sorry if this is a bit of a boring bit, but sometimes people like to see the whole process, so I like to mix it up. Sometimes I will. Sorry, my memory card just saved. Sometimes I will sort of cut this bit out as such, pause the video and do the boring labelling and then come back to you, but some people like to see the whole process. So for this one, we've got the whole process. There's some very random symbols on here. Well, I'm not sure what that one is. That's a new symbol to me. See if it'll focus. Come on. You see that? It's like a halo. Looks like the crown on the Statue of Liberty. Maybe that's what I'll say in my head when I see that symbol. Maybe, maybe. Okay. And what you can always do with this tub, though you'd have to turn it around, you can actually rest it on the top as well. So I may find if the lid gets too heavy and starts tilting it, that what I'll actually do is take the foam out of the top and rest it on the bottom while I'm working on it. We'll see how it goes when I'm sat down, but I like the fact that I can in effect kit up two and have two ready to go. Plus I do want to test how this foam thing still sits in the lid when you close it when it's full of diamonds. So we're doing a bit of a test on it as well, in case anybody else is looking at getting this as storage. So we're nearly there on these 35, and then I will have to put some on the next row of bowls, which is also partly why I've started this from the bottom. Normally I always start from the top, even if I have to reach further away. It's my normal practice to start from the top, it's just habit. But from this one I've started from the bottom because of needing some of them to go for this painting. So it's only 3 that need to go in the next one. So for the sake of it for now, I'll just pull the 3 bowls out. If for any reason I feel like I have to change one of these, maybe one of the packs don't fit in, the lids should be able to interchange, or at least I'm hoping they will, and I can do it that way. Okay, so we're all labelled up, thrown the rubbish to the side, so let's have a look. So Ever Moment, look, they all come in separate packets. So in fact, let's move this around as well. So I'm going to go for A's first just because it's easier than numbers. So A, B, C. I don't think I had a D. E. And oh, 2 E's. 2 E's just to confuse things. F, G. Then I didn't have a H. I did have an I though. I had a J, don't think I had a K, L, M, N. Now that could be O or 0. I'm going to say O. L, M, N, O, P, no, Q, R, S, T, U, V, see I've got a K, X and Z, and I've got another T. Okay, H, I, J, K. So T will need to go there, and the second T will need to go there. H, I, J, K. And then I've got 3, 4, 5. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a blank one there and do 3, 4, 5 that way. So I've got my numbers, I've got my letters, and then I'm going to have my Ever Moment. See, my brain's flipping all over the place. I'm going to have a drink as well. I've got a brew with me. So first one I do want to try is these ones that come in bigger packets. I want to see if they will fit in the small tubs, because if they don't, I might have to switch out which ones go in big tubs and which one go in small. I'm hoping they will. So 3746 is going to be my guinea pig. So let's peel the top off. Are we all going to fit? Yes, we do. Now, whether it will with all companies or not, I don't know, but it does with Evermoment. One big bag from Evermoment fits in the small one. That's good to know. They fit quite nice. So let's go with all the big bags first, just because if it comes with both big and small bags, I'd rather have the big bags in and then we can put the small bags as spares to open as and when I use all of the big bag. So that's how I'm going to do it. 3771. So this is all pinkies and purples. It has got a little bit of blue, but not a lot. They're cute. How sweet do they look? I like them. Okay, 818. This is also easier when you're kitting up as well, to leave them by number, and then you can always move your symbols about afterwards. But otherwise you're trying to look for a number in amongst all your symbols that you may have organised first. It's easier to just get the diamonds potted up and then you can move it by symbol if you want. Okay, what else have we got big bags of? 792. Oh, I nearly did so well. It's alive. Okay, 792 and then 956. Oh, that's a hot pink, isn't it? Hot pink. A little bit of static going on with these, but again, not too much. They're moving into the pot and they're not jumping all over my table. But that one is not as full as the purple one. So there is some difference between bags. Okay, so we've got two more here. We've got 155. Top of the shop in this painting. First one out. Is that cutting off? I think so. Trying to make sure the cut is big enough for the diamonds to get out, but also air to get in. And then 820. Oh, this is going to be a pretty one. What I am wondering when I look at this as well, 3865, there is only one packet of it. I might have a look on the painting in a minute and see whether that's one that I can switch out for an AB. I'll have a look and see where it appears on the picture. But let's do these big bags first. 3608. Make sure we screw the lid on that one properly when we're done. That's another sort of, it's a pastel pink, this one, more of a pastel pink than a hot pink. And then 554. So I'm just working through the big bags at the moment because I know some of them do have a big bag and small bags, so I want to make sure that the big bags go in there, and that one's really full. And then we've got 950. Only a few more big bags to go. Got 950. It'd be nice to work on an Evermoment as well. It's been a while since I've worked on an Evermoment. Could be dangerous. I could end up going shopping there again. Okay, 310. Could end up going shopping on Evermoment again if I find this one an absolute dream to work on. But There are worse things to happen in the world, aren't there? Okay, and then last big bag is 402. That's actually quite a few big bags. It's a good job they did fit in these small tubs, because that could have been fun trying to fit them in the few that I have here. Okay, so let's have a quick look. So 3865 is the letter T. I'm just going to have a quick look and see where it appears on the canvas. Okay, so it's here. So it's actually like across the hills. A scattering across the hills. Now, I know that quite often the AB, this has ended up getting some little river things in it. I'll have to cut through those later. Never had it when I got it because I'd have noticed it in the unboxing. Ooh. So the T does sort of appear on this picture. In fact, let me get the piece of paper so I can show you, it might be easier. They sort of appear down here and down here. So that might be really nice to do with ABs. And if I look at the paper, because it is the bottom one, 111 is how many I need on this painting. So let me just get my ABs out, because I know I have some left in white. I know I have more in round because I've had a couple of paintings with it, but I know I have some left in square. Yeah, see, look, I have round and square, and round I have more, but I reckon I've got 111 in there. So I'm going to do that because I've been excited to try a painting with some AB. I'm going to do it. If I don't like it, I can take it off, can't I? So 3865, we only got one pack of. I'm going to pop that back in the bag that I had the original diamonds in. I'm going to pop the picture in as well, just so I know what it is. But I'm actually going to put in these ABs, and I'm going to use those instead, because I think on this picture that will turn out really nice. It'd be nice to have that little bit of sparkle on it. And it gives me a chance to experiment with, you know, the mixing things up. I'm going to keep that baggy. In fact, I'm going to keep it in with the spares, because of course I'll use that when I put them all away. Ooh, I'm excited now. Okay, so let's have a look at what else we've got. So I'm going to work on all the ones that sort of come in more than one of the small packets first. Now, I know I'm going to fit one of the big packets in, so I know I can fit 4/5 of these smaller ones in. So to open two at once is not going to be a problem. Plenty of room. Okay, 3608. Now that is one here that I've already put a big bag in, and that's 3608. And that's it all looking at a glance. So they straight away need to go in my spares. 3326. These look like they're not as full as the other bags, but at the moment I've not had a problem with them not giving me enough, so I don't think it's going to be an issue to how many I need. Okay, 3747. So again, it's another small pot. These are cut a little bit funny, so I am going to do these separately. They're sort of crimped on a slant, so it doesn't make cutting two at once easy to do. But I've got plenty of room for all three packs. And if you did find that, you know, the big bags don't fit in, you can always have some just spare baggies with some of the rest. But I much prefer it if they all fit. So now we're on 159. Pale blue. I do keep having half a look to see if there's, you know, any extra bags, but it's not always the case. Okay, 995. That's a very vivid blue. I wonder where that is. Sometimes when I'm kitting up colours, I'm like, oh, where does that colour appear? And then when you do the painting and find that it's scattered in with a load of other shades of blue, and you're like, oh, it sort of dulls the blue a little bit sometimes when it goes in with all the shading. Okay, 310, we know that that's an extra because we've already bagged the big bag of that up. Okay, 894. So this one we've got 4 bags. I don't think we'll have a problem with 4 bags. These are a bit more compact and full than the others. But normally the bigger bags are equivalent to 5 small bags. So with 4 we should be fine. Confident enough that I've cut them both open. Oh, I say I've cut them both open. I didn't cut one of them enough. Okay, so because those bags were quite full, that is a lot nearer the top. A lot fuller than the rest. Okay, what else have we got a lot of? 3371. And that bag's a lot less in that bag. So I don't know if they do part of this by weight, because some of the bags can really vary. I don't know how they do it. Okay, 3688. Another type of pink. Don't think I've cut that enough. Let's try that. We've got some nice colours going on. Okay, 208. Some purples. If I can get to cut 2 bags at once, it does speed the process up just a little bit. Okay, and then I've just spotted we've got a bag of 155, which is one that we did a big bag of, so I'm just going to throw that in the spares. Okay, 3072, that's why I wasn't finding it. It's pale green. And these bags again have less in than some of the others did. Oop. Get in. Okay, what else have we got? 922. These are filling up nicely. I'm excited to do these two. For different reasons. I'm excited to do an Ever Moment again because it's been a while since I've done one, and I'm excited to do the one that's working straight on a hardback canvas. Be nice to see how working on that is, and it's nice to change between squares and rounds, which is why, even though this was more than 35 colours, I wanted to do this one. Okay, 3805. Lots and lots of pinks. Ooh, get the top on properly. And then we've got 899, and I like the way it has an arrow to tell you which way the number should be up, because it could be 668. Just avoids any confusion or second guessing if it just tells you. Oop. Those little bottles take a lot more than I necessarily thought they would. Okay, 827. Oh, that's a nice blue. That is a nice baby blue. Okay, before my memory card fills up again, or not fills up, saves, I'm going to pause and come back. There we go. Make it do it at a suitable stopping point rather than when it tells me. Okay, 799. And then that's all the ones that I've got multiple bags of. Unless, of course, some of the ones with the big bags are in here as well, which I've already seen one that is. Okay. So let's have a look what else we've got in here. So we've got 158. Well, that doesn't have any yet, so there mustn't be too many of this one in the actual painting, a bit like the 3865, which is why we've got to change it out. 791. Again, that one's not been done yet. Okay, there's one that we do have, 554. That's one that we've already put a full packet in. 552. I do know that I at least pinched one pack of diamonds from a Heaven and Earth design as well. 3855. So we're putting one packet in a huge bottle. It's okay, it all works out. So we'll pop that one away as well. 3746, that again's already been done. 950, that's been done. 892, that one's not been done. That in. Okay, 327. You can probably see which ones have got diamonds in better than I can. Looking from the camera, unless it's full, can't tell them all. Okay, 3726. I've got so much rubbish to the side. Okay, 3836, so that's another one that we're ending up using as a big tub that only needs one in, but as long as they fit, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that one can go away. And then 402, so that one we've already filled up with a big one, so I'll put that in spares. 3771, we've done the same. 818, we definitely did the same. And then 3807. So, has that now got diamonds in them all? Okay, so we have got diamonds in them all, which means whichever I did pinch from my Heaven and Earth designs, we've got some diamonds. So if I run out while I'm doing the painting, I'll know why. Okay, so that's all my spares for Ever Moment, not that there's many in there. And then in the case, let's have a look how this goes. So I've got all the foam in there, and then I'm going to shut it and open it. They're all still in there. Give it a shake. I'm just trying to drop it on my hand, and they're all still in there. And that's even without me putting the foam in properly in the top. So they're all going to stay in there no matter what. It'll just be whether it will be easy for me to use, because it will sort of tilt due to the weight, which is fair enough. So I may decide to take it out to work on it, but it will all fit in the case. So let's get everything else ready. So let's get scissors and pen away, and I'll bring over, so this is my tub. This is what I tend to keep near the side of me when I'm working. It's probably got rogue diamonds in there. It's got a piece of a dandelion until I was working outside. Got a rogue diamond in there. And I've got a little trimmer blade for if I do need to mess with the canvas. Tweezers, clips in case I need to clip it to my light pad. A couple of different washi tapes, and a little tray that I used to use for spare diamonds, you know, rubbish diamonds, but now I tend to just have one of these on my table. It's bigger and I can throw it in without thinking about it. So I'm going to change the battery in my camera, and I'm going to clear this rubbish from the side of me, so that I can get the canvases prepped with you guys. So I'll speak to you in a moment. Okay, so tidied up my mess. So I'm going to pop in here in my case. I'm just going to pop the spare diamonds for both paintings. I do also have my tray and pen, but they're currently still in the front room. I do want to give this blue tray a go though, to see how that works. So I'm going to pop that in with my sort of toolkit to try, and then I'm also going to give this a go. This is a pen that a subscriber sent me, and they've said it's really comfy to use. So it's a normal pen, but it's been switched out to have a diamond painting tip in. No idea how she's done it, but I'm going to give that a go as well. So I'm going to pop those in there. So that is my tools sorted. My diamonds are sorted, lots of them. So first up, let's start with the Ever Moment painting, because I did notice that we've now got rivers in it, which, as I say, were not here when I got the painting, so it's not been sent that way. So all I tend to do is just cut through them. Sometimes I do this when I'm actually working on it, and then sometimes I do them like now as sort of canvas prep. It depends when I notice them, really. And I'm just slicing through the glue so that the air in them has got somewhere to go. I'm guessing it's some sort of air in it. Well, there is a few, isn't there? It depends on the light as to whether you see them. I don't tend to find that they cause a major problem, but poured glue does seem to be the better quality, even if quite often with the poured glue canvases you don't end up with a true size. It does seem as though in the long run a little bit better. That's if you don't get to do your painting straight away anyway. So that's pretty much straighten them down. I also do have these sort of tips in my pens that are like straighteners, and I actually use those. Very handy, and it just sort of, in fact, that's working better than pushing down the paper. It sort of pushes the air bubble out, and then if I need to find, if you know it gathers somewhere when I'm pushing it through, I know I need to cut it a little bit more. See, look, there's one there. It is just an air bubble. It just comes up through the glue. So I'll just sort of push that down until it escapes. And I'm pushing quite hard on that. It's not pushing the glue anywhere, but it is pushing the air bubble out. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that on camera, I'm sorry, but it is pushing whatever air bubbles out. So just an extra little bit of canvas prep. Say, isn't normally, whenever I've done Ever Moment as soon as I've got them, it's not been an issue at all. But for some reason, this one, considering it has been lay flat since I got it, is giving some jip. It's taken a little bit longer to prep this canvas than it normally would because I'm dealing with all the air bubbles. So let's give those a squeeze, and it's definitely air because it's collecting when I'm using this scraper, or what's supposed to be like a straightener for the drills, but I just use it to scrape out rivers as well. So that's the reason I keep hold of a craft knife in my toolkit, and in fact I can probably push it all the way out. Yeah, so I can actually push the air bubble all the way out to the top of the glue as well, but that's a lot better. So I do also want, I'm going to cut the top paper first. Now I like quite big sections, but some people like to cut smaller sections, but I work on quite big sections. So I'm just going to divide it up into what I think is a nice sort of chunk. And again, I'm going down with my craft knife, and it just cuts the top layer. You just have to make sure that you don't do it too hard because you don't want it to cut the bottom layer. And then I'm just checking it's done all the way through. And I'm just sort of going to divide this into 3 because say I do like to work on quite big sections, and I'm not bothering with it being straight against anything else. I just want a section, and then I will actually just fold it rather than dividing it up fully. Okay, so that's that part done. So now the only thing I need to work on now is both sides have quite a bit of overhang with the adhesive. Now there are 2 ways you can do this. You can score down it and peel off the canvas, but the quicker way is to use some washi tape. So I'm going to do that because it's quicker, and I like quick. So that just stops it from picking up any dust and stuff. Of course, you know, when I finish working on it I put the sheet back down, but if I've already worked on that section and folded it back, I won't put the sheet back down for the sake of covering that edge. And it's mainly these 2 sides that have the overlap. There is a very small overlap on the bottom, and there is pretty much no overlap on the top. So I'm just going to do the 2 sides. This washi tape that I've got is, oh, I don't want to cover the symbols though. This washi tape is a little bit see-through, so if I do go over the key I can still see through it, but in this case I have plenty of space. There we go. And there we go. So that is that canvas prepped and ready. Oh, let me pop the washi tape actually back in, just in case that bottom edge does annoy me. It's in my tools that are in the front room, which means that's ready. And then I actually want to have a look at this one. So this is the LED light up one. I've actually not taken it out of this bag yet, so excuse the noise. It's going to have to come out to be worked on. So there we go. Okay, bag out the way. So this does have a clear cover on it because of course it's then on poured glue. Wow, that is shiny poured glue. You can hardly tell where I've taken the plastic off. But I did wonder whether to cover this up So I'm just digging. So I do have some cover sheets, and these are all left over from other paintings that I've done where I've not cut the canvas. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I did consciously make sure that I keep a few bigger pieces in some instances for this purpose alone, which is potentially covering up. So I'm just having a look at what sort of size it's. See, look, I've even got small bits here. What sort of sizes and bits that I've got. Oh, those two might work well. So I've got one longer piece and one shorter piece. Or do I do lots of short pieces? And then I can potentially peel off each section to do. Maybe let's go with some shorter pieces. Let's give this a go. So I'm going to peel back this, and I'm going to start with a short piece. See, this is one that I have trimmed. It didn't come off the diamond painting as full, and I'm trying to see if I can get far enough over where it's still in frame, but you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's do it that way and then lift up and reposition, because of course I want to cover the glue all around the edge, and then I can always trim this off. Now the glue does just go to where the symbols are, which is very good. So I'm going to fold that. So I'm just folding it over up to where the glue is, and then I can actually just use my scissors, I think, just to chop that little extra bit off. I can't cut straight though. Sorry if you can hear that drill. We're having a DIY day today, and I think that's my husband putting some picture frames up for my daughter. Okay, so let's try this now as a next sort of thin piece. Well, thin, it's not really thin, is it? Just want to make sure it goes all the way up to the edge, and I am just trading off, basically trading off the big pieces for these smaller pieces. Sorry, the clear plastic for this paper, and it means that the design is revealed as well as I go along, rather than all being on show. So that's 2 strips, and then I might just cut this one down the middle. Is halfway going to be? Yeah, halfway is going to be enough. This one's a bit more bashed, but I've still kept hold of it just in case. So we'll keep some of the nicer stuff for another painting. In fact, let's use that. It might be easier on the craft knife on this one while I've cut it in. Might get a straighter line, I might not. Oh yeah, I will once I get going. Pretty much a straighter line. This one has got like a little rip on the back as well, so just going to make sure that that reaches to the bottom. It's not even cut straight. Sorry, there goes the drill again. And then we'll put that on there, and there we go. So that's what I'm going to do. Trying to see if I can do this now lightly, because of course I do not want to cut through the canvas underneath. Oh, that lightly does it. I have left a little bit of glue showing though, so I'm just going to scoot it over and scoot this one over as well. And then we'll do the fold on this one, and then I shouldn't make as much of a big boo. So it is overhanging, it is a little bit bitty. And I've used, you know, bits of cover paper that maybe aren't the best quality, but I've still got some left. In fact, I've got a few pieces here. I think some 30 by 40s that I did. I consciously just peeled it back so that I would have this option for other things. So let's put my craft knife away and my scissors away, and all the bits will go away, but I'm going to work on it on that way for my LED light pad one, so I can still pull it back and still do quite big sections to work on. You know, maybe fold, or maybe I'll just let it curl and then pull it back when I'm ready for the next bit, and that will allow me to reuse this contact paper again. But I find that's a nicer finish, and it sort of hides the image, so I may do the top and the bottom, and then I might do the middle, because I think that's the bit with the church on, is it? Yeah, so that's the bit with the church and that on it. So I think I'll do the bottom section, and then I'll do the top section, and then I'll do the middle. Little bit of a different way of doing it, but, and then I'm not fighting with this plastic. That can go out of my way. So the other option some people do, and I know my daughter does, is she marks up the clear plastic with washi tape over the top, so that when she is peeling it back she can see what's covered and what's not. Saves you trying to stick diamonds on something that you have got plastic on. But I like to cover it in this paper. It's a bit more of a surprise. So I'm all kitted up and ready. Got my toolkits, got my diamonds, got my canvases prepped for 2 paintings. One which I can do during the day, which is my big one, and then when the lights go down I can use my light pad and do the 30 by 30, and it also gives me a chance to mix up both squares and rounds. So keep an eye out. I will of course show you what these look like when they're finished. I'm just going to put my ruler away, because otherwise it will get lost. Put it on the pegboard behind me, and I'm going to go cart these into the front room. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.